So now let's talk about convert entities. Now, whenever you want to extract edges and want to convert it into 2D line geometry, then you can use this tool. Now here I have two different parts and I'll start with this first one. Now in this part, I want to extract all of these outer edges and I want to convert it into a 2D geometry, which I later use to again make an extrusion. Now for that, I'll go to Sketch tool and I'll select a plane first. Now this will be the plane on which we'll end up with our 2D sketch. So now that we have selected our plane, it's time to select the convert entity tool, which is here. So select convert entity and now select the entity which you want to convert. In this case, there are several different ways of selecting the entity. So the first method is selecting a plane. So as you know, I want to extract all of these outer edges, and for that I can just select this plane. Selecting the plane will ensure that SolidWorks selects all the outer edges. Now, if I click OK, there we are. It will select all the outer edges. Okay, now if you want to select the inner edges, the workflow will be slightly different. So go to Convert Entity and now select this plane, and not only that, also select this edge, but do it with Control key. So press and hold Control and then select this edge, and now if you click OK, there we are. It will select this inner loop. Okay, so that's one of the workflows. You can also use a different workflow for doing the same. So you can go to Convert Entity, select one of the edges, then right click and select loop. So I'll just press escape key just one more time because it automatically created this shape. So I'll press Ctrl Z, and this time I'll just select this edge, right click, and I'll select this option, select loop, and now I'll go to Convert Entity. There we are, it just selected this. Also, you can just go to this edge, then right click and select this option, select loop, and now click on Convert Entity, and once again we have inner loop as well on the same sketch. You can also select these two circles and then click on Convert Entity, and they are also added to the same sketch. Now whenever you are selecting multiple edges or multiple shapes, then make sure that you have your Control key pressed, so that way SolidWorks will be able to select multiple edges at once. All right. Now let's press Ctrl Z a couple of times to get back to the original drawing. Here we are. And now let's extract these edges. But this time I don't want to extract this entire set of edges. I want to extract only some specific edges. So I'll go to Convert Entities, and here I'll select this edge, this one, this. There we are. And here I only want to select this and this. All right, so these are the edges that I want to extract. So with that, I'll click OK, and these edges are selected. Now these edges are always constrained with this part. So when you change this part, the edge will change automatically because we have this on edge constraint that just keeps these edges constrained on the edges of this part. But you can change the length of these parts simply by moving these endpoints. So here, as you can see, when I'm moving the endpoint, it is changing its shape even further. Now I'll just move it slightly back, and I want to constrain it right here. So I'll just move it here, and I'm just going to make them coincident. There we are. We have got a closed loop, and now as you can see, its shape is slightly different than what we have here in the background. Now I'm going to use this new set of edges for creating a new extrusion. So let's just press escape, and here we are. We have this sketch 5 with this kind of edge, and now let's go to Feature, Extrude, select this 2D geometry, and we will be able to extrude this now. Let's just decrease the height. We don't want this big, so I want a height of 0.5, and also I want to ensure that the results are not merged. We want a completely different part here. So click OK, and here we are. We have got a different one. It kind of acts like a lid here. So lid with this flap which we can use to just open this thing. So we have used this base geometry to create this lid. Now as I mentioned earlier, one of the great features of this thing is its associativity with main part. So if you change this base part, the lid will automatically adjust and you don't need to change it further. So that's the great thing about this feature. Now if you want to further make holes into this, you can also extract these holes here, these circles, and then using Convert Entity you can create holes. So let's just quickly do that as well. So I'll go to Sketch, and I'll select Sketch, and I'll select this plane. All right, now on this plane I want to extract these two holes. So I'll go to Convert Entities, I'll select this first edge, and then I'll select the second edge and now click OK. Now in this case, you don't need to press and hold your control key, because when we have this thing selected, SolidWorks will automatically add multiple edges. When you keep on selecting them, it's going to add it here. So click OK, and now it will automatically project these two holes here. So once you have this, you can exit the sketch, go to feature and create extruded cuts. So there we are, we've got the extruded cut, and here I'll select up to next and OK, and we have this feature. So once again, this will remain associated, and whenever you change the diameter of these holes, it will automatically affect the diameter of these holes and it will change accordingly. Now let me show you the same thing with the help of this part. Now here also we have a hole here, and right on top of this, let's just project it. So I'll go to sketch, and here I'll select this plane, and now using convert entity will project this hole right here. So go to convert entity, select this edge and click OK. There we are, we've got this thing projected, and of course this won't be a circle, it is just projecting it at an angle, so it will be a shape which is close to an ellipse here. So there we are, we've got this thing. Now we'll use it to create a hole. So I'll just exit out of this sketch, feature, extruded cut, and I'm just going to make another cut here up to next. And here we are, we've got this extruded cut. Now if you change this diameter of this hole, this should change. Let's try that. So I'll go to this main feature, it's a sketch and edit. Let's just increase its radii. Here we are. Now that's huge. So let's exit out of this, and there we are. As you can see, it changed this hole as well. So this will remain associated kind of like this, and the same thing will happen for all the other parts wherever you're using this. So before we wrap this up, I want to also mention that Convert Entities tool will not only work for 2D surfaces, but you can use it for 3D sketches as well. So once again, just in case you want to make a 3D sketch using these parts, then you can do it simply by selecting 3D sketch from here. So instead of selecting 2D sketch, just select 3D sketch, and now all you've got to do is select the edges which you want to convert. So in this case, let's just again zoom into this area, and let's for a moment assume that we want this circle, this one, and we want this one. So these three happens to be on the same plane, but now I'm going to select edges which are on different plane. For example, this one, and maybe even this. And finally, let's even select some of these edges. So as you can see, all of these edges are on different planes, and if you want to extract them all on a single sketch, then you can now click on Convert Entities, and it will automatically convert it into 3D sketches. So in this way also you can extract edges, and even you exit out of this, we have a 3D sketch which is combination of all these sketches on different planes.